Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, is a new high for Bitcoin coming soon? My answer is yes. End of stream. No, just kidding. But why do I think that? Why do I think that a new Bitcoin high is coming? Let me show you all the facts, all the data that is pointing in one direction, and you certainly don't want to miss it. And let's talk about everything else that's going on today. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. Starting out pretty good. A little bit lower than last night, but I did tell you guys, we were a little overheated, a little overbought, and we probably, will fall back down to the 63.8 mark, which I said last night, and that's exactly where we are. But that's okay. Things are resetting. Getting ready for that full recovery back up to $73,000 and beyond. All right, we are definitely preparing for that. The entire crypto market cap is still up nevertheless, so that is good. And we got a lot of bullish things to talk about. The US market is opening up way in the green. That's good. Man, all these are like all-time high basically. The stocks, man, every index, all the tech companies like yesterday, MicroStrategy and Coinbase all blew up. Everyone waiting, and it's the thing is, as good as it has been, it will get even better. Okay, Powell states that, hey, once we get down to 2%, we're gonna start cutting rates. I think, regardless of where inflation is, we will get the very first rate cut in September. I think this month is too early. September is going to come. And then we'll get another one probably before the end of the year, right? And it will continue. It'll continue to get cut, and it's going to make the markets even better. And that is coming later this year in just a couple of months. When I used to talk about September, it seemed like it was so, still so down the road. It's no longer the case. We're halfway through July. We're almost in August. And once we're in August, it's only 1 month away until September, right? So for us to get that very first rate cut in the U.S. and cause a huge explosion upwards of all markets, that's coming in about 2 months, right? Unless we get some crazy things happening this month, we get the rate cut this month, which I don't think is going to happen at this point. But who knows? Maybe. We'll see. But that is something to look forward to. We will get an explosion when that happens. All right. Now, outside of that, what else is going on today? Well, we got some Mt. Gox FUD. Or is it FUD? Or is this good? So it's been reported that Mt. Gox moved about $6 billion worth of Bitcoin last 2 hours. Primarily this one big transaction, right? So if you look at this, where was it? There was a big transaction. So the Mt. Gox still has about 8.9 billion, but there was, this one right here. This big transaction, 48,000 Bitcoin removed from their balance. Okay, so what is that? What is that about, right? Are they prepared to dump? Is this more FUD? The final FUD we have to worry about? Well, it could be. Or it could be that Kraken just received a whole bunch and they're waiting to distribute. So according to Kraken, they received funds for Bitcoin and BCH, and they will work to distribute the funds as appropriate. So such a large transfer, it makes sense that it's going to some kind of exchange to be distributed, right? So it's probably Kraken. That's it. There was a lot of FUD this morning about it, whether or not Mt. Gox is going to dump that. Well, I mean, it's going to be distributed. We know it's going to happen, right? It's better now than later. Get it over with. We saw what happened with Germany. Yeah, we had temporary FUD, a little dip, but look at where we are right now, right back to 64,000. Like that drop to 53, 54,000 didn't happen. Well, it did happen. Those of you guys that took advantage, you made some money with that. But it'll be the same thing, okay? Unless every single person that receives it back is going to dump, I think we're going to be okay. Especially since now we're in an upward momentum once again, getting very close to breaking that previous high and forming a new high. I would think most people that are going to get their Bitcoin back at this point will be holding. Maybe not BCH though. I can't comment about BCH. If I got BCH back, I would just dump that right away for Bitcoin too, right? So BCH, I can't say. Bitcoin, I think a lot of people are going to be holding. But this is the kind of like the final FUD for the remaining of this year. And finally, I'm looking forward to just getting rid of this FUD altogether. We've been hearing about Mt. Gox distribution for 7 years now. Since 2017, we've heard about it. I still remember. And the trustee did dump a lot in 2018 and 2019 too. But we heard about it in the 2021 cycle. Now we're hearing about it in this cycle. It's finally coming to a conclusion. This is also very good. Once and for all, we can finally get rid of this FUD. And this will help drive us higher too. So, yeah, the final FUD boss, so to speak. But it does not matter. Those of us that are believers and new people that are now believers of Bitcoin, like, for example, Metaplanet, who is now following the same footsteps of MicroStrategy, decided to just buy more Bitcoin. Another 21, 22 Bitcoin, 200 million yen. Okay. They continue to load up more and more and more. Of course, in much smaller quantities than MicroStrategy. Not everyone has the ability to raise like $600 million or $800 million or whatever through convertible offerings and just buying hundreds of millions of Bitcoins at a time. But hey, every little bit matters, okay? Every little DCA matters. It adds up. Look at El Salvador, buying one per day. And I don't have a track for them anymore. I mean, I don't have it in front of me. But last time I checked, they were like $500 million worth of Bitcoin holdings. That's a lot just by buying one per day, right? And Metaplanet seems to be buying 22 like every single week now or something like that, or every couple of weeks. So if you believe in Bitcoin, you do not care about FUD, you continue to load up and let the gains come to you. That's how it works when it comes to Bitcoin. And things move really, really quickly. Just last week, do you guys remember last week? When we were still in our 50s, and last week, we were in extreme fear, and I was making fun of that with the fear and greed index. And I was making comments like, how could people be as fearful about 56K Bitcoin as they were at 16K Bitcoin? Because we didn't see fear level like 27 or it was like 26. We didn't see that level since January 2023 when Bitcoin's at 16,000. It made no sense whatsoever that we could have so much fear just last week. I mean, yeah, just a few days ago. Made no sense. Yesterday became neutral, and now we're in greed again. That's how fast things move. That's why I keep telling you guys, do not fall for the FUD. Okay? During the bad periods, yeah, so what? Okay? Just don't check price. Don't check your portfolio. If you have to wait, look at it. We were down to 25 July 13th. That was 3 days ago. That wasn't even last week. It was 3 days ago. The last time we had that was around here, January 8th of 2023. Made no sense whatsoever, right? I kept pointing it out to you guys. Some of you guys listened, some of you guys know, like, no, we're going to go lower. No, we're not. All right? Now, as for ETFs, huge inflow once again. Last Friday, we closed out with $310 million flowing to the ETFs. Yesterday, close, $300.9 million. BlackRock, I've been talking a lot about BlackRock, a lot of coincidences with BlackRock and Larry Fink, and just keeps on loading up and more and more and more. BlackRock purchased another $117 million yesterday. And what is this? Who is this one? ARK also purchased $117 million yesterday. It's just enormous buys. 300 plus million again yesterday. Let's see what it is going to be today. I think it's going to be just as good. I mean, again, kind of like Metaplanet and MicroStrategy, all these big institutions, what they're doing is just buying. They just keep on buying. It does not matter. This is one of the tools that we have to measure their interest. Their interest is massive right now. You can't dispute this. You can't say, well, this is fake, fake trading volume or whatever. No, this is measuring how much is inflowing into these ETFs. When you have $300 million a day, that equals billions per week. And then you times that by how many weeks in a year? 52. We have hundreds of billions flowing into the ETFs. And that's just Wall Street. That doesn't count. That doesn't count the ETFs from around the world that are also increasing and buying too. I mean, it's just that simple. We have only so many circulating supply of Bitcoin. There's only so much out there, and when that much is being bought every day, what do you think is going to happen? And you know what? Hey, get ready. Get ready. Ethereum ETFs are coming. Same thing. Another big catalyst. This has been confirmed. This is no longer just speculation. We got this, okay? We're getting ready. Even this company, Farsight's getting ready to report every single week because it is coming. Next Tuesday, we will get 3 Ethereum ETFs on the market in the US. This is confirmed now, okay? I think it's going to be absolutely massive. I think this week until next week, we're going to see a massive, let's just say pump, okay, for an entire market. I think we're going to see a high. I think the plan, and I don't know whose plan it is, but, I think the plan is to drive Bitcoin to a new high by the conference. I really think that is the plan. We'll see if I'm right or not. But if that's the case, Ethereum ETFs will debut on the market and explode. Absolutely explode upwards, okay? It's been predicted that it can get, or they and cumulative can get $5.4 billion within 6 months. It really depends. If next week, if Bitcoin's back above to 70,000+ next week, and the market's hot, and who knows what someone like Trump is going to say at the conference, we could get $5.4 billion within like a single month. We could get it in a couple weeks. Something huge is on the horizon. This is why a new high is coming for Bitcoin. We got all these things happening. Everything is aligning right now, and it's looking good. You don't want to be on the bearish side. If you're on the bearish side, you're just asking for trouble, okay? And I'm going to explain why. Well, right now, obviously, if you're looking at a chart perspective, we have broken out of this descending trend for a long time, right? We're heading higher. Next stop, where's the next stop? Next stop is back to where we were, about 73,000, right? And to get back up there, there are about 10 billion shorts trying to prevent us from getting back there. 10 billion, okay? So if we do get that push and we get it back up there, we got $10 billion of short squeezes to look forward to. And all those bears and shorters, they are going to get absolutely wrecked. And that is what we are waiting for, right? And it's going to come. And once 10 billion of short squeezes happen, we will be driven past 73 and head to a new high like 75,000, 76,000. And I still think there's a really good possibility of that leading into the Bitcoin conference next week. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to that. But of course, afterwards, there's a lot more room to grow. There's a bullish cross, the 10 and 20 EMA bullish cross. in a prior cycle when it happened, Bitcoin went from 40,000. No, it wasn't a prior cycle. It was actually this cycle. Bitcoin went from 40,000 to 73,000, right? Well, there's some dips along the way, but overall still heading higher. And same thing. We're seeing the same thing happen right now. We just had a bullish cross. It's going to push us beyond 73,000. We're probably going to hover, according to this, maybe 80, 77,000, and then we're going to go higher. 100,000 by the end of this year, and closing out the year, maybe 100 and 150,000. Again, it seems I know to some, especially new people coming into space, seems like this is not possible. Things are moving too quick. But based on experience, based on history, I will tell you, this is how Bitcoin moves. It moves very suddenly, and it moves in ways you can't even imagine and prepare for. And that's a good thing, normally speaking. Of course, it can't go in the downwards trend too, but if you're paying attention to what's actually causing a FUD, what's actually causing the sell-offs, you realize that they are only temporary, and there's a reason why Bitcoin continues to go higher. You just got to put all of it together, two and two together, and that's what I've been doing for you guys, right? So you don't have to. Finally, I'll show you this, the MVRVZ score, which basically measures tops of Bitcoin. And you can see there is a descending line for that top, mostly because it's diminishing returns. But you can see clearly we're nowhere close to that. So the top is still coming, 2025. If we close out this year above six figures, next year, there's no doubt that we can go much higher. 150, 200, 250, $300,000 by the end of next year. And I'm just talking about Bitcoin. What about ETH? ETH could be closing out next year 10, 15,000, especially with the spot ETFs. What about Solana and others? Solana could be closing out 2,000, 3,000, especially if they get their own ETF. Right? The possibilities are endless. Endless. Because look at where we are in this cycle. Nowhere close to the end of this cycle. Okay, we could speculate on how high things will be in a year, but again, things move very quickly, unexpectedly, and no one knows where we're heading, just like all previous cycles. But I will say this, every single cycle, people get amazed at what happens, and we get more millionaires formed, and these cycle tops never disappoint. Never disappoint. Last two things. I did see BNB's actually doing quite well recently, recovering back up to almost 600 to their previous high. And that's because they're introducing a layer 2 powered by Optimism. A lot of chains are using Optimism. Base is using Optimism, but overall, this could definitely help BNB attract more dApps and gain more I guess, speed, and have better interoperability with Ethereum and EVM based stuff. So that's good. And then lastly, I saw this. Stripe is expanding crypto purchases into European markets. So a lot of you guys that are living in Europe, you'll be able to use Stripe and buy crypto with it. So that'll be good. More on-ramps, more off-ramps are good for crypto, right? We need to see more fiat on-ramps and off-ramps. We need people to get off of fiat and get into crypto. All right. Let's do some Q&A. All right, let's see if I miss anything. On top, Brian Diaz, new new member. Welcome. Welcome. System crypto, don't be flooded out of the future. Fear's a lousy roommate. I don't know what that means, but okay, I'll take that. I noticed Pepe start coming up in a big way too. Pepe almost back to their previous high as well. Let's see. MicroStrategy is still up today. Coinbase taking a little breather. MicroStrategy is unstoppable. That stock split is coming soon, next month. Coinbase taking a little breather. Yesterday went up 11%. Nvidia still taking a breather, waiting for that to come back. Man, the market, at least Dow's doing really well today. George, am I going to Nashville? Yes, I am. I'm going for a Bitcoin conference. At this point, you got to go. And also, the next IFC fight is there. I think I talk about this all the time, guys. You guys need to go. Or you guys need to pay attention, I should say. I know tickets are ridiculously expensive. If you are considered media, you get free tickets. But if you're not, unfortunately, it is quite expensive. That's why they want you to buy early. The price actually goes up. I do have a code, affiliate code in my description. If you do want to go, you get 10% off with my code, but or my link. But yeah, I would say, this is one of those conferences. Out of all of them, the one that's most catered to retail investors is the Bitcoin one. I mean, all the other ones more like B2B. I mean, you could argue this is more B2B, but still, it's going to be a fantastic crowd this year. Last 2 years, not so much. Last year was okay. The year before, no, last year was kind of depressing. And the year before was okay. This year should be blooming, but it's in Nashville, so I don't know how I feel about Nashville. And the next IFC fight and Crowded Combat fight is going to be on the 25th. It's gonna be phenomenal. What about Nexo Exchange and Nexo token? Not something that I care about really. They're like a lending platform, just like all the other ones have collapsed. So I don't know if they're ever going to regain their popularity again. How do you get a media pass? Right here. Right here. On the bottom here. Well, my thing is cut off, but there's a bubble on the bottom that says your media and press. And you can sign up to be a media. The next IFC fight, Nashville. IFC is going to only get bigger. So this time around, it's going to be Tungsten Daddy. I don't know why he chose that name. It's going to be Nick Carter, who I actually found out. I thought he was a Bitcoin maxi, but the Bitcoin maxis don't actually really like Nick Carter. He used to be very involved with Bitcoin. He still is, but I guess due to his investments, a lot of Bitcoin maxis like threaten him and stuff. So it'll be interesting because this is going to be happening during the Bitcoin conference. And you got a lot of past winners coming back. Grimace, Phil, Lauren, and we got some new guys obviously too. Gus is asking, altcoins done falling, everything's down 50+%. Not everything. But if Bitcoin starts coming up, then of course the money starts flowing everywhere else. So they should start recovering. I mean, they did the last day or two. A lot of them have recovered. A little bit. Not fully, I know that, but a little bit. When the money, again, when the money starts flowing, they're going everywhere. Do you think multi-bit will make a comeback? I'm not even sure what multi-bit is. It's not something that I check. To serve the Bitcoin ecosystem. Oh, is this the one that bridges ETH to Bitcoin? Yeah. Or bridges Bitcoin to ETH. Mubi, multi-bit. I remember this. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. They're relatively new, and I'm not hearing about anyone using this. You know, this is just like more of like a bridge setup. So people actually have to use it. It's the same as Zeus. Zeus is also trying to bring Bitcoin to Solana's ecosystem, but you got to have people actually use it. Otherwise, it just doesn't do anything. Crypto Frank, do I have a link for IFC ticket? You know what? I just got an email about it. You could go on Karate Combat and buy them. So buy tickets right here. It's KC48. I don't know how much the ticket is. Look at that arena. It's gonna be. Sales ended. Wow. What? Did it end already? That arena can fit 6,000 people, but I guess it's only going to be half. But VIPs are going to be around the pit. It's going to be a crazy event. I don't know why the sales ended. They ran out of tickets already? Wow. Everyone that has a Bitcoin conference ticket gets a free Karate Combat ticket. So, yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. Honestly, Portfolio's asking, honestly, where do you see a BNB ranking at the height of the bull? Ranking? Like in terms of just being in the top 10? I think it's pretty comfortable where it is. I don't think BNB's ever going to surpass Ethereum. I think it could break above Tether. It could be at number 3. But I honestly think Solana will break through. And Solana will be at number 3 or number 2. I think the way Solana is going, there's no reason why it can't be number 2. But I think BNB will stay where it is. I don't think it's going to go. I don't think it's going to move down. What makes it a crazy event? Well, anyone that's ever attended a Karate Combat fight can't wait to go see another one. Every single person have told me how great they are. But the conference itself this time around with Trump going, who knows what he's going to be saying, right? He might be saying some crazy things. And I think that's what people are looking forward to. Now I'm getting a whole lot of people asking me, can you give me a ticket inside? You know, get a free ticket because they don't want to pay $2,000 or whatever it costs. I mean, I can only get so many. Ada, the Feezy says Ada will take the number 3 spot by surprise. Watch. I no, that's just not gonna happen. It's not. They're not gonna surpass Solana. They're not gonna surpass BNB. They could get back up to maybe 5 or 6. they can surpass, let's say, Doge and Toncoin and XRP and USDC. Yeah, but they're not sitting at number 3. No way. I saw tickets for 600 maybe for one day. I know they start selling them like a year ahead of time. Festival Pass. I don't know. Festival Pass. Oh, well, I guess yeah. $600 will get you day 2 and 3 access, main stage, expo hall. That's all you need. All the other stuff is, garbage unless you're in the industry. Yeah, Festival Pass, $650. Bitcoin. If you're paying with Bitcoin, you get 21% off, and then if you use my coupon code, it's another 10% off. So it's like $500 for 2 days. It was cheaper, but I mean that's not bad. It's better than consensus was 1,700. This year I'm looking forward to it because I got a whale pass. I've never gotten a whale pass before. It's $12,000. So what do I get with the whale pass? I get an aftermarket pass, all-inclusive food, open bar, and cafe. That means I'm gonna be like drunk the whole time. VIP lounge and seating, backstage deep sessions with top speakers, dedicated whale services liaisons. I don't know what that means, but backstage could be good. And the VIP lounge, if like Sailor's there, and maybe like RFK and Trump will be there, or whoever's gonna be there. Jack Mallers, he's always at these events. I've never talked to any of them. That could be good. That's a pretty expensive way. No, I got my ticket. I got my whale passes for free, so I didn't have to spend 11K. I would not spend 11K on that. So I'm good. I'm good. Erman says, I know you don't like KSM, but do you think it do a 10x, 20x from current levels? No. Gus is asking, is ADA the most undervalued top 15 coin that would 10x? No. I don't view it undervalued at all. Can it do a 10x? Sure. But you added the most undervalued top 15, I'd say no. It's not most undervalued. Hard to see other coin in the top 15 10xing as easily as ADA. I don't know what you're looking at, man. So many. Ton has all the momentum. Ton could do a 10x easily. Way easier than Cardano can. In the top 15, Avalanche could do a 10x. Chainlink certainly can. I mean, even Solana, I think Solana can. Solana has a better chance doing 10x, even at a much higher market cap, because we're going to get Solana ETFs. And all the activity and momentum is still on Solana. So, no, I don't think Cardano is the most undervalued. Can I do a 10x? Yes. I would say Cardano can do a 10x, but it's not the most undervalued by any means. This is the make and break. I'm just going to go on a limb. This is probably the make and break cycle for ADA. Because if this cycle, ADA does not break through their previous high of 2021, that's when most of the loyal ADA guys will just jump ship and abandon ADA. I think this is the last year for that to happen. But ADA does move in mysterious ways sometimes. They moved hugely upwards in 2021 when people thought the same thing would never move. So it might surprise people and do a 10x, and maybe it goes even higher than that. It could do it 15x. It's not unreasonable. But if it doesn't, and it doesn't even break through the 2021 high, I think that's when you're going to see a lot of people jump ship. You guys will see. John, if I bump into him, if I have an opportunity, yes. Yes. You, King Mike, I'm not going to answer that question. You decide. I see you spamming the same thing over and over again. It's not because I didn't see it. It's because I refuse to answer questions like that. So you decide. Um, George, read my message. I'll donate you my love. I don't know what that means exactly, but okay, I'll take it. Jason says all you need in your bag: near ICP, XRP, injective, HBAR, ETH. Yeah, you're a lot of those I do not agree with. A lot of those I do not agree with. So yeah. Are you still DCAing your current portfolio? Mainly sitting and waiting, but I've been adding to my leverage plays. All my recent leverage plays are like 3 to 5x, so I've been just adding to that. Just I just keep DCAing to the and it has been working out. I'm trying not to do any crazy 10, 15, 20, 25x plays right now, but had I done it, the last 3 days, I'd be up crazily. But, I stuck with my 3 to 5x and they have been doing well. And when they go up over 10, 15, 20%, then I sell it, use the gains, and then compound it. So I've been compounding all the leverage ones I've been doing. And setting some stop losses too, in case we have a sudden turnaround. So that's what I've been doing. What's your proudest moment in crypto? I don't really have a proud moment in crypto, I guess. I mean, what made me proud was the fact that I finally grew the channel, got to where I am today, have millions of loyal fans that watch me, and, I guess that's really it. Never thought I would do this. Alberts asked, did you come from money or middle class or poor? Poor. Single mom, you know, moved here in the U.S. when I was very young. She had no money. She did her best. I'd say we're not poor, but we're like lower middle class. You know, I had a decent education, paid a lot of money to go to college, which, in my opinion, just ended up doing nothing for me. So yeah, I definitely didn't come from money for sure. Vodka Nut says, do you think Cadena is going to come back around this cycle as a layer one or is it dead in water? I don't want to kick a dead horse while it's down. That's not how the expression goes. I don't want to kick it while it's down, but you know, I just don't see how they had plenty of chances to come back up. They had plenty of chances to change. They just didn't. And having a new marketing guy is not going to solve things. And he's no longer new anyways. So I don't know. Maybe they do come back up. I don't know. Can you one day do a video how you made your success? I've talked about it many times. Even the last few weeks, I've talked about it. It's not hard. It's not hard. Well, it is hard. I take that back. It is hard. It just matters. You have to be obsessive over something. And when my channel was not growing, I was pretty obsessed with growing the channel. But I put all my money, and I still do, all of it in crypto because I believe in it that much. And waiting to retire after 2025. Have I ever thought about writing a book? You know what? When I was younger, I was writing a book about StarCraft, like this novel. And I got pretty far. I got like halfway through, but I didn't know how to close it, so I didn't know how to end it, so I never finished. I used to love StarCraft. K-Jam. That's good to hear. Yeah, I think a lot of us started kind of the same way. My StarCraft book, actually, I need to dig it up. I mean, I spent enormous, I don't know why I was writing it, but I spent an enormous amount of time writing about these two guys. And I wrote one guy in a first person perspective and another guy in a third person perspective. And it was really tough. And I had people proofread it. I went through it a million times. I think it's pretty good. I had someone read it and said it's pretty good. But again, I didn't know how to finish it. I wrote it halfway and just stopped. Do you think ETH will make it over 5,600 this year? I think so. That's pretty easy. I think ETH can. I think if Bitcoin could double to 120,000 by the end of the year, ETH could be way over 6,000. That's pretty easy. ETH could actually, if Bitcoin get at 120,000, ETH could be at $7,000 or $8,000. Probably like more like 8,000. Okay. ETH is going to do amazing things with that ETF. Maybe not right off the bat, but it will. And if the market continues to go back up, then and make a new high, more importantly, ETH is going to be carried with that. Yeah, I remember the 3v3 BGH cable back in the day when cable internet was still not very prevalent. Those were good days. I haven't watched the StarCraft 2 tournament in a long time. I used to watch them all the time. All right, guys. So to conclude, we got a lot of big things happening in the space, guys. A lot of big things. A new high is definitely coming. I still think that we're all building up to something. Something huge before the Bitcoin conference, and that's next week. So I think this week will be absolutely fantastic. I think next week will be the same. We got ETH ETFs coming out. We got so much happening right now, guys. So stay bullish, stay strong. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care.